Morgan looks at the first pitch, and it is ball one. Brian O'Nora is the home plate umpire. 277 for Nyjer Morgan with 2 homers, 28 runs batted in. Nyjer just turned 29 a week ago. Cracks it back to the pitcher, and Roy with a quick glove hand takes care of out number 1. Nyjer Morgan, the former hockey player, just stopped by a good goalie.
And that's exactly how last night's game started. Defensively, the Astros, Leaborn and Pence across the outfield. Keppinger, Tejada, Matsui, and Berkman cover the infield. And Pudge Rodriguez squats for Roy Oswalt.
1 out for Roy. The Astros wearing special caps. Commemoration of the Houston Fire Department tonight. And there is a curveball, strike 1 from Christian Guzman. Guzman, a .306 hitter.
Might have been guessing fastball.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance. He started that bat way early. .306, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in. That's a strike, and he's behind 0-2 in the count. Guzman, one of those guys who's a good bad ball hitter, though. Just because you get ahead of him 0-2 doesn't mean it's all hunky-dory. That one goes high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Very seldom walks. He has only 7 of those. Those caps will be autographed by the Astros and auctioned off for the benefit of the Firefighters Protection Fund. Now it's 2-2. 9 Astros made appearances at various firehouses around the Houston area today for this Firefighters Protection Fund, honoring the families of Captain Harlow and Hobbs, who died on duty this spring. They were honored during pregame ceremonies. Now it's 3-2 to Guzman.
He's swinging here. I promise you he's swinging. He's taken 3 in a row. He cannot take 4 in a row.
You're
just
probably right.
No way. If this is anywhere close.
Roy coming off a 7-1 win at San Francisco Sunday. It's a fly ball to left. He was indeed. And it's caught by Carlos Lee. Tonight's Geico quote comes from Lance Berkman on last night's completion of the suspended game.
Continuation didn't last long enough for it to be disappointing. I mean, I went out there and moved some dirt around and then walked off the field. I mean, that was pretty much it. So it wasn't really that disappointing.
Doesn't he remember all that effort from May 5th? Playing in the rain for hours and all that stuff? No. That game is gone. In fact, we're not even counting it as a part of this homestand, JD.
No, it doesn't count. It was May 5th game.
The weirdness has ended. Nick Johnson, 299, 5 homers, 35 runs batted in. Has a good on-base average of 411. Crisp fastball, good for strike 1.
Nick looks like he should be wearing a pinstripe suit and a fedora with that stash he's got working.
Yeah, he does.
Solving a crime somewhere.
Inspector Johnson. Foul, and it's 0-2. Nick Johnson 2 for 4 with a walk in last night's game. And last year he was limited to just 109 at bats in the majors with right wrist surgery causing the problem. He missed all of the 07 season.
And he's the anti-Guzman. He draws a lot of walks, a very patient, very disciplined hitter. He's not had a lot of success against Roy in terms of the batting average. Just 182, 2 out of 11, but he's drawn 4 walks against the Wizard.
He has a 7-game hitting streak. Good pitch right there in the mitt. Swing and a miss ends it in the first inning. Roy Oswalt works quickly through the Nationals' top Bottom of the first inning with the Southwest Airlines starting lineup, opening with Michael Bourne in center field. It's Miguel Tejada at shortstop, Lance Berkman at first base. The cleanup man is Hawk. Carlos Lee in left field. Hunter Pence is in right. Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, the catcher. Jeff Flum at third base. Kazuo Matsui at second. Roy Oswalt, the Houston pitcher.
Left-hander Scott Olson, formerly of the Florida Marlins, works tonight. He's making his 11th start. The number's not good, 2-4 with a 6.04 earned run average, but the last couple he's pitched quite well, including 8 2/3 of 3-run baseball last time out. He's 1 out shy of his first ever complete game at the major league level.
He was shut down for 6 weeks on the disabled list with a shoulder problem. Michael Bourne gets it going, showing bunt, looking at ball 1. Michael at 288 has 2 homers. He's driven in 22 and scored 53 runs this season. Leads the league in steals with 28 and in triples with 8. That's a strike to even it at 1-1. Scott Olson pitched against Roy Oswalt in Washington May 5th in that suspended game, giving up 5 runs in 5 innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He is 3-0 lifetime against the Astros, a native of Kalamazoo, Michigan. 6th round pick in 2002 by Florida. 2 balls, 2 strikes, described as a pitcher who has a bulldog demeanor. And he has shown that tenacity in dugout arguments with the Florida Marlins. Fly ball to center field, Niger Morgan. And that's out number 1.
Well, Niger Morgan out there in center field. It can really go get him. Adam Dunn, Josh Willingham cover the corners. Willie Harris gets a start at third base tonight. Ryan Zimmerman not here due to his grandfather's death. Guzman's the shortstop. Gonzalez at second. Nick Johnson at first. And Josh Bard behind the plate.
Now it's Miguel Tejada. He's put together a 5-game hitting streak. 329 for Miggy. 7 homers. 47 runs batted in. Leads the league in doubles with 29. And there's ball 1 to him. He is tied with Juan Pierre of the Dodgers for 4th in the batting average race. Andy Ramirez the leader right now. 2 balls, no strikes. So Ramirez and Tejada, National League shortstops, right there for that batting lead. Carlos Beltran is second right now, but he's hurt and will miss the All-Star game. Bounced by the pitcher who turned his back on it. Here's the second baseman with the play, and Gonzalez comes up with a slick one. We're out number 2. Ball hit the backside of the mound. Here's last night with Lance Berkman extending his hitting streak to 11 games and including a 3-run homer in the mix.
And hitting better than 400 here in the month of July. The numbers really now reflecting typical Lance Berkman. Last 15 games, 458 at batting average with 4 long ones and 16 driven in.
This 11-game streak, his longest since he had a 17-game streak in 08. And it's ball 1. Lance has brought his average up from 239 to the current 277 with that stretch. Back bat, diving play. Willie Harris at third, gets up, low throw in time at first to Rob Berkman, and make it a 1-2-3 first for Olson. No score.
Congratulate you on a very prestigious award you've just been bestowed, the Pinnacle Award. Congratulations, and tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. It's I've got a great team, obviously, as you know, and we're excited. It's Land Rover is one of their most prestigious awards that we just won, and right now we're getting ready Thursday to open up our brand new jack facility that we just got done building. And Thursday night from 6 to 10, we're going to have a grand opening, open up to all the Astro fans out there, and we're going to have a great time.
Well, and I know that you have some pretty close ties. You're a big Astros fan. You've got a former player that used to be your roommate, right?
Yeah, Mike Gallo, who used to be a pitcher for the Astros, I think last time I talked to him, he's now officially retired from Major League Baseball. And it's been a lot of fun. We still keep in contact, and we have a great time.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on your award, and your grand opening is
Thursday,
July
16th.
Okay, so next Thursday.
You got it.
All right, and all the fans can come on out and all kinds of cool stuff you're doing out there?
Absolutely.
All right, well, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you out there.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Patty. 0-2 the count on Adam Dunn. Now Roy bounces a curveball. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on the big Houston slugger. Just past the 300 home run mark, and one of the quickest to do that in Major League history in terms of at-bats required. He needed 4,145, the fourth fewest in Major League history. 22 bombs this season for Adam. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That puts him in elite company. Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, Ralph Kiner, and Harmon Killebrew were the only 4 who were more economical with their at-bats. And Adam Dunn. This fly ball goes to center. Michael Bourne back into left center, and wow. The park just holds that deep drive for out number 1.
Adam Dunn, one of those guys, he is so strong. He can miss a ball and almost hit it out to the deepest part of the ballpark. I think he got under that one just a little bit. Didn't quite center it. Still hit it 400 feet. Almost hit the rafters with a high pop-up last night.
Yeah, he did. He's a strong man with lots of leverage. Josh Willingham on an 8-game hitting streak. 294, 10 homers. Takes strike 1. He has 21 runs batted in. And Willingham, the last couple of weeks, has been playing right field. Earlier this season, he was a left fielder, but the Nationals have been saddled with some outfield contracts, so they're trying to juggle several players at those outfield spots. 1 ball, 1 strike from the Jim Bowden era, and he acted trying to spread the playing time around among them. Austin Kearns is on the bench tonight.
Yeah, Austin Kearns has lost playing time. He's had just 16 plate appearances in the last 19 ball games, hitting under 200 now.
The Astros claim catcher infielder Chris Coast on waivers from the Phillies today. He'll be joining the Astros tomorrow. Fly ball right field toward the line for Hunter Pence. 2 down. So a corresponding move to free up a space on the 25-man roster will have to be made.
The Astros celebrating 10 years here at Minute Maid Park, and because of that, we present our 10-year bracket challenge. Semifinal matchup is Craig Biggio, his 3,000th hit versus his final game. You choose at Astros.com.
Craig Biggio's been out at the ballpark quite a bit lately. Josh Bard, the batter.
Too hot to be outdoors.
Yeah.
Might as well come here and hang out.
It's ball 1. Bard had 2 runs batted in yesterday, a 281 average, 1 homer, 17 driven in. And that was on a 2-run single in the 3rd inning off Russ Ortiz last night. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bard hit what could have been an inning-ending double play ball in that suspended game.
His change-up or a split finger pitch really fooling Bard. So Roy breaking everything out here tonight. So those good off-speed curveballs to Guzman. And another change-up.
Yeah.
He's got it all going.
In his last 16 starts, his ERA is 3.50 with a 5-2 record. Roy with 9 decisions in his 18 starts this year. Fouled away. His lifetime record against this club, 3-1 with a 2.97 ERA. So Chris Coast will be a right-handed hitter primarily off the bench for the Astros when he arrives. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cecil Cooper was talking about that, and also Ed Wade in interviews before the game tonight. Coast was placed on irrevocable waivers and claimed by the Astros. Grounded to second. Matsui tossing to first, and that's 6 straight for Royals while in a scoreless game. Washington nothing, Houston nothing. Bottom of the second coming. But coming up later in our Dodge Grab Live feature, we'll hear from Darren Erstad on his bucket list. Maybe a healthy hamstring will be on there. But Darren is available for pinch hitting. And it's Scott Olson, the lefty, on the mound, and Carlos Lee leading it off, bottom of the second inning. Carlos has been ripping the ball to all fields. He has a 5-game hitting streak. 7 for 13 his last 3 games with an RBI. A couple of doubles have come inside the right field line. It's been a pretty impressive display of swinging the bat. Carlos looks at that one for ball 2. So when he gets it going, and Berkman at the same time, that could be a lot of fun for fans of offense for the Houston club. Carlos is hitting .358 against southpaws this year. And this southpaw, Olson, is being requested to back off the rubber.
Move the rosin bag.
Move the rosin bag. Brian O'Nora, at the request of Carlos Lee, has effected that change. Carlos has 7 straight years of 25 homers. Line drive left field, and he just adds another one. On a 2-0 pitch. Home run number 294 for Carlos Lee in his career. That's number 13 this season, and it's 1-0 Houston.
It's that easy. Just move the rosin bag, get rid of that distraction, and hit the next pitch out of the ballpark. And Carlos started to come around in recent games, but hadn't hit a home run in a while. That's a great swing of the bat there. 2-0, sitting dead red. Olson, at one time, one of the top pitching prospects in baseball, used to be a real hard thrower. He's still a young guy, but he's had some injury problems, has not recovered that velocity.
First home run for Carlos since June 17th at Texas. It had been 83 at bats. So that makes it 1-0. Hunter Pence just takes strike 1. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. .303 with 11 homers. He's driven in 37. And it's 0-2 for Olson. Hunter last night had 2 hits and a walk, drove in a run. Olson keeps that glove right up in his face. 24-year-old southpaw. Popped up. Harris, the third baseman, over into the coaching box for out number 1. It'll be Pudge Rodriguez. The Astros have rarely carried 3 catchers on their roster for any period of time, but Chris Coast would be the 3rd catcher when he arrives tomorrow if everything stays status quo. Pudge Rodriguez, 249, 7 homers, 30 runs batted in.
Obviously somebody's going to have to go, so some anxious players in that Astros dugout tonight trying to figure out what's going to happen with Coast joining this ball club. Because Coast a couple of years ago was a very good pinch hitter for the Phillies.
Fly ball right, hit pretty deep. Willingham is back. 2 down. Well, in the interviews, both Cecil Cooper and Ed Wade talked about Coast being a right-handed bat off the bench primarily. Didn't say a lot about him catching. He can play third and first.
So I don't think anybody should jump to the conclusion that it's going to be Q or Pudge or anything like that. Chris Coast, 4 seasons with the Phillies. He's a good story. 33 years old as a rookie when he first came to the big leagues. Now 36. Played independent ball and was like, hosted a radio show, played on the team, was kind of like the assistant general manager. He did it all.
Yeah, he's written a couple of books now. From what we hear, a very engaging and interesting guy. Jeff Blum, 271, 2 homers, 26 runs batted in, 7-game hitting streak for Jeff, and he had a gaggle of media around his locker today talking about the fact that the fans booed him for pulling up with a double and not trying for a triple last night. That one's out into shallow center field, and Niger Morgan can't get there for the catch. An 8-game hitting streak for Jeff Blum, who said, well, nursing the hamstring and not wanting to make the first out of the inning at third base, and considering the guys behind me coming up have been swinging hot bats, it didn't seem like the thing to do. He said, believe me, I would love to have the speed to try for a triple on a ball like that.
Yeah, he said he was blessed with good hair, but not blessed with good speed.
And he was pretty surprised by the fans' reaction, by booing. Kazuo Matsui has a 3-game hitting streak. And then Jeff said in the interview when he came back to the dugout, a fan sitting behind the Astros dugout started to give it to him. And he shot a few comments back to let the guy know that he was giving every effort, running as hard as he could. 2 balls, no strikes. And what happened was
booing is overrated. Don't boo. You don't need to boo.
Well, we have right of freedom of speech in this country. Freedom of booing in this country.
You know what happens when one guy starts booing and it spreads.
Yeah.
Half the people booing don't even know why they're booing.
But then the player has the right to establish credibility in his mind, whether it's deserving or not. 3 balls, no strikes. And Jeff never did score in the 4th inning. He did get to third base, but things didn't work out. And you can't look at it that way. Well, he should have tried for third because he never did score. There's a walk. Matsui's on with Blum moving to second and 2 outs for Roy Oswalt. But anyway, it was kind of an interesting development, something we don't see a lot in Houston, booing in a situation like that.
Booing a home guy in a play like, I haven't seen or heard that. I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah.
But it really caught me by surprise, especially with a guy who, it'd be one thing if a player had a reputation of not playing hard.
Right.
But that's not the case with Jeff.
And he said he told that fan, hey, I'm wearing a white uniform. I'm supposed to be trying to win this thing, and I am. I'm trying to win it. There's ball 1. Oswalt with 6 hits and 33 at bats, so we move on. And he's got the smile on his face tonight. And the O's bros are here, and Astros fans with their favorite players. What's for dinner? It looks good. Fly ball from Roy goes to right center field. Willingham over, but Nigel Morgan calls him off. And the Carlos Lee leadoff homer gets the Astros a 1.
Great to be a kid this summer here at Minute Maid Park, because all kids 14 and under get in for free in partnership with Minute Maid. Plus, tomorrow, all kids will receive a coupon for free admission to the Houston Zoo with one paid adult admission during the month of August. And on Sunday, all kids age 14 and under will enjoy a free hot dog and Coke courtesy of HEB, Sheriff Blaylock's, Coca-Cola, and Aramark. For all the details, just visit Astros.com. Guys?
Patty, Alberto Gonzalez leads it off. 1-0 Astros. There's ball one from Roy Oswalt to a 306 hitter. With one homer, 12 runs batted in. Gonzalez playing second base tonight. That skimmer goes over to Kaz Matsui's left. And it's out number one. And 7 straight retired by the Wizard to open the game tonight. Willie Harris filling in at third base for Ryan Zimmerman, who should be back after attending that funeral of a family member. Tomorrow, we're told, he should be returning to the ball club. So Harris is the third baseman tonight, and he's played second in the outfield. His last 16 games, he's hit .311. .245 for the season for Willie. 4 homers, 15 runs batted in. He's a former Atlanta Brave. Strike one from the Wizard with Scott Olson on deck.
It's not supposed to be easy, but lately Roy Oswalt has made it look very easy.
He has.
1 run in each of his last 3, 1 run in 4 of his last 5. And his last 5 starts, the line in Minnesota not pretty, allowed 5 runs in 8 innings, but a lot of bad luck in that game. Ball that was lost in the lights in left field cost him a couple runs and possibly a win.
Willie Harris is from Cairo, Georgia. Nephew of former Astro Ernest Riles. Foul back.
There's speed, a big part of his game. Stolen 9 bags this year. Only been caught once. Congratulations.
Good play. Brett Dolan clanked one last night over in the Astros radio booth. Difficult play, though. There's a flare into the left field corner. Carlos Lee over, and he's got it.
Fox Sports Houston is now on Facebook. Expand your sporting network. Stay connected by logging on to Facebook.com and searching for Fox Sports Houston. Home teams all the time.
Now pitcher Scott Olson who has 2 hits and 13 at bats with 1 RBI, comes up. Olson pitched really well last time. He beat the Atlanta Braves, giving up 3 runs in 8 2/3 innings. Gave up a 2-run homer in the 9th. He was on his way to a complete game, it appeared, until that home run. There's strike 1 to Olson. So he's come back well after the time on the disabled list with 2 very good starts after returning. First one was at Florida, and he got a no decision there, but gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. Olson might have broken the bat. He's checking the bat right now. Yes, he wants another one with the count 0-2. This is the first outing for Olson in Houston, even though he's 3-0 against the Astros in 4 games. He's beaten Taylor Buchholz, Matt Albers, and Alberto Arias in his 3 wins. That's a good-looking curve. 9 straight retired by the Wizards, who open this one 1-0 Astros. By Geico Insurance and by Southwest Airlines. It's a muggy one outside. In here, 1-0 with Carlos Lee's leadoff second-inning homer providing the margin for the Astros lead right now. It'll be Bourne, Tejada, and Berkman as Scott Olson works the 3rd inning. Another word on Chris Coast. He played AAA ball for Cecil Cooper when Coop was managing at Indianapolis. So he'll be putting on the Astros uniform tomorrow, coming from the Phillies. And that waiver claim. Michael Bourne worked the count to 2-2. Then he hit a fly ball to center in the 1st inning. Harris is in close. Johnson also even with the bag at first. Bourne looks at ball 1.
Got Michael Bourne from the Phillies.
Yeah.
Ed Wade. Chris Coast. Gene Diaz, media relations.
Deep drive to left field over Adam Dunn, and that one reaches seats. Michael Bourne, opposite field. Crawford boxes home run number 3 of the season. And it's 2-0 Astros.
There's that good off-field approach we talked about in the pregame show. Astros doing a lot of damage the other way. Michael hit that triple off the wall, off the scoreboard in last night's game. Showing a little power here. Exploded through that low fastball. That was kind of neat, but it would have been even more fun had the ball not gone into that corner and rattled around just to watch him run.
Yeah. That's a foul ball by Miggy Tejada. Strike 1 to Miggy, who leads the league in hits with 112. Michael Bourne Have to trot around the bases for the 3rd time this season. That's 23 runs batted in.
Breathing hard. He's a sprinter. He can't help himself. Doesn't know how to slow down.
No. Liner makes it over the shortstop. Guzman into left field for Tejada's hit. Number 113, and a 6-game hitting streak for Miggy.
Olsen got off to a good start tonight. Went 3 up, 3 down in the first, but since then the Astros have had good swings. That ball not particularly hit hard, but Tejada able to find a little open acreage out there in shallow left field. Olsen, a fly ball pitcher, has surrendered 10 home runs now this year in less than 60 innings. And Miggy trailing only Ichiro in Major League Baseball in hits.
Lance Berkman, with nobody out and a runner at first. Takes strike 1. Grounded out to Willie Harris at 3rd in the 1st inning. The Cardinals beat the Cubs in Chicago today 8-3. Albert Pujols hit his 32nd home run and also hit his first triple off Rich Harden. No balls, 2 strikes. Chris Carpenter was the winner. He's now 7-3. Losing pitcher was Rich Harden. 5-6. Derek Lee hit his 17th for the Cubs. And the Redbirds are 48-40. They had a 2-game lead over Milwaukee coming into today's games. One ball, 2 strikes to Lance Berkman with Carlos Lee on deck.
Brewers have an early lead over the Dodgers, 2-1 in the 1st inning in Milwaukee.
Second baseman to his left. There's a throw from Gonzalez. Guzman turns it, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. Well done, as Gonzalez, who plays shortstop more often than second, got that accurate throw over to start it.
Good strong throw by Guzman to finish things off, just beating Lance by half a stride there. He's hitting left-handed.
Power play is brought to you by Reliant Energy, showing you Carlos Lee on that 2-0 pitch with the home run in the 2nd inning. He had 5 homers in the month of April. There's strike 1. You can kind of see, if you've been watching Carlos the last few days, the build-up to this one. That's a sharp single through the left side. He's 2 for 2. Jack in the Box standings will show you the NL Central standings. A year ago today, the Cubs had a 4-game lead on Milwaukee. Cardinals trailed by 4.5. Then it was Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Houston was in last, 42-50, 13 games behind.
So relative to last year, the Astros obviously in much better shape, and they made a pretty good run at it last season. There's this year's standings at the start of play today. Astros just 4.5 back of the Redbirds. Shaping up as a very interesting second half.
Most. Ball 1 to Hunter Pence. Hunter and several other Astros visited firehouses today with their uniform numbers. He was at firehouse number 9. Tejada went to firehouse number 10. Pudge number 12. Coop number 15. LaTroy Hawkins number 22. Russ Ortiz 23. Doug Brocale 26. Jeff Blum 27. Chris Sampson 43. 2 balls, no strikes. It's part of the team's new Adopt a Firehouse event.
Did they get to slide down the pole?
They probably were allowed to. Contractually, they might not have been permitted to do so, but who knows? We'll have to ask around. They visited the fire station corresponding to their numbers, thanked the firefighters for their service to our community. Each player presented an autographed framed jersey, which will be displayed at their respective firehouses. Flared outside the right field line. Nick Johnson over. Out of play for him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And these game-worn caps tonight will be autographed by the players and auctioned, as we mentioned, to raise money for the Firefighters Protection Fund. And we're assuming that is at Astros.com. Pudge Rodriguez on deck. Hunter lines one to right. Carlos waited for it to clear. Now he gets to second base. It's another good piece of opposite field hitting and a 6-game hitting streak for Hunter Pence.
Hunter hitting 330 something off left-handed pitching. That's just strength. Kind of pulled off that ball a little bit, but strong enough to hit it that hard off the end of the bat. Watch your lips, Carlos.
Yeah. Well, if he had hit him, Hunter still would have gotten a hit, but Carlos would have been out. Pudge Rodriguez hit a fly ball to right earlier. Strike one.
It was that 4-inch secondary lead that put Carlos in harm's way.
Yeah. Now, Pudge was talking about managing tonight in the clubhouse. He would entertain that someday. So that would be enjoyable. He wants to be involved in some capacity in baseball after he retires as a player, but he'd like to keep playing for a while too. 1-1. His brother runs a baseball school in Puerto Rico, and he figures at the very least he would be involved in that. Like to be there instructing kids and helping to teach the game after his playing days. Goes down on that foul ball, and he and Cecil Cooper were talking about what do you do with Albert Pujols now? Do you pitch to him, walk him, you pitch to Ludwig? What about bases loaded, tied? Off the shin.
I think you treat Albert Pujols the way you've always treated him, with a great deal of respect, and if the situation dictates you can pitch around him or put him on, then you do it. But, the one I still hear fans like Albert Pujols might hit a home run in the third inning of a 1-1 game, and people will scream, "How can you pitch to him?" You're not going to walk him or pitch around him in that situation.
No. One ball, 2 strikes to Pudge.
He's a very dangerous hitter, but he still gets on base less than 50% of the time.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about when Buck Showalter walked Barry Bonds with the bases loaded. Foul ball. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
With a 3-run lead.
I don't remember.
I think a grand slam beat him.
Okay.
So he walked Barry, and the next guy hit a screaming, sinking line drive to right field that was caught for the final out.
Yes.
Might have been Brett Maine or somebody like that.
Could have been. I don't remember who it was. That's interesting stuff for a manager, how you can make those decisions.
Lee Fole was faced with that tough decision back in 1919.
Lee Fole?
Lee Fole, he was managing Cleveland. He brought in little used southpaw Fritz Kuhn to pitch to Babe Ruth with the bases loaded and a 7-4 lead. Bambino went deep. Lee Fole got fired. Chris Speaker took over as manager of the Cleveland Indians.
For 1 game? Bouncer to third. Willie Harris throws to first, and Nick Johnson did keep his foot on the bag to get Pudge. And Michael Bourne's opposite field homer makes it 2-0 Houston after 3. Who is the all-time home run leader for the Nationals Expos?
Andre Dawson.
Yeah, that's one strong possibility. Nigel Morgan showing bunt, and that is ball one on the curveball. Pudge coming up out of that crouch.
Might have cost Roy a strike there.
Might have. Jeff Blowens even with the bag at third. That's a strike to make it 1-1. Roy has retired the first 9 to face him. Let's see. The Hawk would have to be a strong possibility for the Expos all-time home run.
Vladimir Guerrero.
Oh, yeah. There's a shot into right field. Hit hard past a lunging Berkman, and Morgan is on, the first base runner for the Nationals.
And 9 up, 9 down to start this ball game, and that swing of the bat there ends the perfect game. No doubt about it. Ball really smoked. Probably wasn't Mac Jones.
No.
He was one of the early stars for the expansion Expos back in '69. Rusty Staub.
Yeah, Rusty, an excellent player. It wasn't Coco LeBoy.
No. Coco.
Wasn't Ron Hunt. We can always come out with who it wasn't.
Yeah.
Who it was, that's a different issue for us. Strike one to Christian Guzman, who hit fly ball to left on a 3-2 count earlier. Big home run hitters. Larry Parrish, runner going, big jump, throw from Pudge, one hop, safe at second. Tejada holding that ball out. Second base umpire Adrian Johnson with the safe call.
Nigel Morgan, I'm sure, has got the green light, and I imagine the game plan for the Nationals was for the guys that can run, let's go ahead and press the action, try to steal some bases. Tough to string a bunch of hits together against Roy the way he's been pitching recently. Very close down there at second base.
It was.
The foot may have been there just as that tag was applied to the backside of Nigel Morgan. Gary Carter, another one.
Yes, definitely Gary Carter. Morgan, 22 steals. That's the first steal with Roy on the mound this year. And it's 0-2.
They almost never try. Now, I think last year there was maybe one try.
That's my favorite pitch. That floating curveball. Let's see it here.
Out of the zone, it's high. But we talked about Guzman earlier. Very aggressive hitter. He saw that ball and he just couldn't hold back.
Oh, yeah. And he just sells it with all that body language.
Yeah, well, it's 64 miles an hour, that curveball, and he has such an explosive delivery. He jumps at the hitter off the rubber anyway. So they see that body and arm flying at him. It's hard to stay back.
Great pitch. Strike one to Johnson.
It doesn't have the arc of like an Ephus pitch or Steve Hamilton, who threw the folly floater. If people remember, they used to throw those big, high arching lob ball, basically, like you might see in a slow pitch softball game. It kind of has the same effect.
Right. Rip Sewell.
Dave LaRoche, who used to throw that lob. And remember the confrontations with Gorman Thomas of the Brewers? He just kept,
forgot about those.
He just flip it up there, and Gorman, the power hitter, would just swing as hard as humanly possible and come up empty just about every time.
That's why the knuckleball is such an effective pitch, other than nobody knows where it's going, but it's so slow. Way slower than most major league pitches. Runner takes off for third. Here's Pudge throwing, and safe. Jeff Blum got turned around on the tag attempt, tried to reach behind and tag him. So now Morgan has stolen second and third to give him 23 steals.
Yeah, this is a gutsy play with a left-handed hitter in the box. Clear shot for the catcher to make that throw to third base. To throw on the wrong side of the bag. Blummer giving up the leg, trying to block third base. See if he was able to keep him off or not. This is a good try by Jeff, keeping that leg in harm's way and reaching back, but Morgan's in there.
1-2 now. Jeff might have gotten spiked. Their spikes clang together. Pat Listash, the coach there, as Nigel Morgan is on. Pat was a very good base stealer himself. Hit to left center field. A long run for Michael Bourne. This will get one run home at least. What a shot. That makes it a 2-1 ball game. RBI double for Johnson. He took it a long way out to left center. That's his 36th run batted in. 14th double of the year for Nick Johnson.
Niger's probably over there thinking, well, if I'd known you were going to do that, I wouldn't have bothered stealing bases. I could have scored from first on this blast. And Johnson, very good alley-to-alley hitter. See a lot of doubles. Not many home runs, but a lot of doubles. Morgan able to trot on home from third.
Big Adam Dunn at the plate in a 2-1 game. One out and a runner in scoring position. He hit a fly ball deep to center field earlier. Fouls it back for strike one. The Nationals signed him to a 2-year contract as a free agent over the winter. Adam, 29 years old. He's played the outfield and first base, left, right, and first. Nationals now want to keep him in one position instead of moving him around. It's 1-1.
Yeah, there are those that feel Adams' best position would be as a designated hitter in the American League, but he likes to play the field. He wanted to stay in the National League.
Dunn shoots one out into center field. Here's Nick Johnson coming home. Padliska sending him. Throw from Michael Bourne to Pudge. And the tag gets it. Michael Bourne with his 7th outfield assist. Put it right there on a bounce for Pudge Rodriguez. And that is out number 2 with Dunn going to second base.
How about the night Michael Bourne is having? A home run and now this throw. And this is a dandy. It had to be perfect. And it was. Johnson, instead of running over Pudge, just tries to slide to the back corner, and it wasn't there. Pudge blocking home plate. And Willingham telling him, get down, get down, get down, but he was never able to reach home plate.
7 outfield assists for Michael Bourne, tying Hunter Pence. Carlos Lee has 6.
Pudge can be grateful that that wasn't Mike Cameron.
Jeff Plum fields the roller off Willingham's bat and turns it into the 3rd out. So the big play at the plate keeps the Astros in the lead. The Nationals get a run on 3 hits and leave a man. It's 2-1 Houston. It was Vladimir Guerrero.
The Impaler.
You got it. 2, 3, 4.
We threw him out there, didn't we?
We did. And Andre Dawson came close, 225. Gary Carter with 220. Tim Wallach. Oh, yeah. Forgot about Tim Wallach.
Yeah, Tim Wallach, very good third baseman. Great defensively with power. Good player for a good long while.
Sure was. Jeff Blum single to center field. First time up. Here's strike one for Scott Olson. Big play at the plate. On the tag by Pudge. We can throw from Michael Bourne. on Nick Johnson. Keeps the Astros in the lead. The Astros have the edge in hits 6-3. Matsui and Oswalt to follow Blum. It's 1-1. Joel Hanrahan and the Pittsburgh Pirates are in Philadelphia tonight. It is 3-1 Phillies in the top of the 8th inning. Zach Duke pitching well, but not getting much run support. But Joe Blanton having pitched well for 7 1/3.
Joel got a win on an off day.
Your buddy Jason Stark is really great at those stories about convoluted games like this suspended game this year. He did a nice job of telling that story.
Well, and the guy he was traded for scored the winning run.
Nyjer Morgan.
Hanrahan was taking a nap in Philadelphia when the game ended.
Yeah, they interviewed him, and he said he was napping when this game ended, the suspended game. He was the winning pitcher, and then had all these text messages on his phone when he got up from the nap. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's his first win of the year, right? Somebody mentioned that. Really? Number 1, yeah. So he waited from May 5th till July, whatever yesterday was, the 9th. Now, I remember sometimes you pitch 5 innings and leave with a lead, and that could be torturous to wait those 4 innings and hope to get the W, but to wait from May to July, that's really something.
Let's go to Patty Smith now.
All right, hey Astro fans, it's summertime in Houston. There's no better way to catch an Astros game than with a group at Minute Maid Park. And there's a group, a motley crew right there. We actually know a couple of those guys, Aaron Aubrey and the headband Sean East. And all it takes is 20 or more people to enjoy our group rates when you can save up to nearly 50% on great seats. We can customize a package to fit every group and every budget. Just give our group sales office a call at 1-800-ASTROS2 or visit astros.com today and take your group out to the ball game. And guys, I just want to wish a very happy birthday to Mary McCauley, who's sitting here right next to me. It is her 71st birthday here at Minute Maid Park. So happy birthday, Mary.
Happy birthday, Mary.
Mary, we hope you enjoy the evening. Kazuo Matsui walked on 4 pitches in the 2nd inning. Roy Oswalt's on deck. And that patriotic headband was something too.
I thought it was a Vitas Gerulaitis lookalike contest.
Vitas Gerulaitis.
Bjorn Borg or something.
Wow. We're going back into the 70s. What was his name? McCauley? Yeah.
It's kind of the Bjorn Borg look, isn't it?
A little retro action. The balls and the strike.
And a shout out tonight, not a happy birthday, but a shout out to longtime Astro fan Nana Brown watching up in Conroe. I say she's 90, 91 years of age. Ooh. Loyal, diehard Astro fan.
Nice to have her with us tonight. It's 2-1. Garrett Jones hit a home run tonight for the Buccos. That's his 3rd. Pretty good looking player. He's been in the minor leagues for a long time. But we like the way he played the game here the last few
he
days.
was playing hard. I think he had a pretty good swing. See how he survives once he's around the league for a while.
Yeah. That's into right field. Matsui gets Blum over to second base on a single to give him a 4-game hitting streak. The Astros have several players with streaks who have already extended them tonight. 2 on for Roy Oswalt now.
Chance to get that run back that the Nationals got in the 4th. Roy will be asked to get a bunt down here if successful. The 2nd and 3rd for Michael Bourne, who's having a real nice night already.
6 different Astros have hit so far, a total of 7. Roy Oswalt has 7 sacrifice bunts. Hit a fly ball to center in the 2nd inning. Willie Harris creeps in, as does Nick Johnson at the corners. Bunted out in front of the plate. Harris barehanded. Goes to Gonzalez. Good sacrifice, number 8 of the year for Oswalt. Gets Blum to 3rd and Matsui to 2nd for Bourne now.
And really well done there by Roy Oswalt. The Nationals had the wheel play on. They were thinking about trying to nail Blum down there at 3rd, but a good bunt nullified that. This day in Astros history now brought to you by the M.D. Anderson Cancer Center. July 10th, 1965. Joe Morgan. It's 2 home runs. And it's a 10-1 thumping of the Mets and a 19-hit attack for the Astros. Dick Farrell, a 5-hitter, and was named to represent the Astros at the All-Star game. 4th time that he made the All-Star team.
Michael Bourne looks at ball 1. Corner infielders are in close. The middle infielders play back. With one out, runners at second and third for Michael Bourne, who is hitting very well with men in scoring position this season, among the league's best. One ball, one strike.
Yeah, I'd be inclined, if I were the Nationals, to cheat up just a little bit in the middle. With Jeff Blum on third, and had the hamstring issues, he's not real fast. If you lay back, it makes it pretty easy for him to go on a ground ball to the middle of the diamond. Cheat in a little bit, force him to read it, and maybe keep him there on a ground ball, routine ground ball.
Manny Acta's working with Willie Harris, pushing him back deeper. Backed up about 3 steps now. 2-2.
Of course, the reason why you play the middle infielders back is if you pull everybody in, that makes it easier for the hitter to get the base hits with the drawn-in infield. And with 2 runners on, you're not just sacrificing 1 run. Likely Matsui scores as well.
3-2. Jim Riggleman is the bench coach of the Nationals. Former Major League manager, very knowledgeable baseball man. So we've noticed this about Olson before. He just has that sweat dripping off the bill of his cap. Bouncer up the middle. That'll get it done. With Blum scoring, and now Matsui coming in. Without a throw from Morgan. That's a 2-run single for Michael Bourne. We've driven in 3 tonight, and it's 4-1 Houston.
Oh, man. Well, he's got the early jump in our 3-star selection. This will be the first star tonight, the man of the match. 3 RBI and home run and throwing a man out at home plate. We talked about playing the whole game.
Bourne delivers again, and he was hitting .393 with runners in scoring position before this game. 3rd best in the league. Now Miguel Tejada, he's 1 for 2. 8 hits for the Astros, 4 runs so far. Nice looking camera. Tejada single to left in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Patty Smith is putting together a special on Miggy. Sounds like it'll be quite good. There's strike 1 to him. His dad's going to come into town in the next few days, and she'll be interviewing Miguel's father for that special, which will air July 25th, she tells us. Quite a compelling story about his rise from poverty in the Dominican Republic to Major League stardom.
Yeah, that's and not just Miggy, a lot of those guys. There's a great picture by the press dining room in Minnesota of Christian Guzman when he's with the Twins. He's standing there with a Kirby Puckett bobblehead doll in the doorway of the house that he grew up in. And the house is, I don't know, it's just maybe a few inches taller than he is. It's just basically his one-room shanty. Guzman's got a big smile on his face, and he's holding the Kirby Puckett bobblehead doll.
Wow.
It's really neat.
It really is. Runner takes off. Michael Bourne will steal it easily. Way ahead of the throw from Josh Bard. And the league leader gets number 29.
Sure. He'll be selling programs in the middle of the 7th. He's safe if that's a force play. Never mind the tag. He just beat the ball there, period. Look at.
Why bother to throw when he has that big a jump? So Bourne is in, and now in scoring position with a 1-2 count for Tejada.
So got a ways to go to catch his buddy Carl Crawford.
Carl is on one of those paces with 44 steals to do what has not been done in the majors for many years. Michael was leaning toward third and drew the attention of Scott Olson. Lance Berkman on deck with 1 out in the inning.
Also the guy who has always struggled with his control. A couple of walks here tonight. He had 5 last time out. He pitched a real solid game. He had 5 walks and 8 2/3 innings effort against Atlanta.
His first start back off the DL, he didn't walk anybody in 7 innings. Tyler Clippard's warming up. And leaning again toward third. And he might be affecting Olson's concentration on the hitter here. 2-2. Scott was traded by Florida to Washington. Yeah,
it's in the middle of a rainstorm here.
Well, we noticed that when he pitched for the Marlins in Florida, but this is
an overactive sweat glands.
Yeah, this is an indoor stadium here.
Either he dunks that baby in the hot tub before the game.
Possible.
I don't know why you would do that.
Hot shot, Willie Harris looks Bourne back and throws low and safe at first now. He took a lot of time looking Bourne back and then threw low to Nick Johnson. And Harris draws his second error of the year.
Now they miss Ryan Zimmerman's bat, of course, when he's not in the lineup, and really misses his defense. And Harris just goosed that ball because he had plenty of time. It's very similar to the play Miggy made last night to end that suspended game. When infielders feel like they have more time than normal, they ease up and they make bad throws. Not all the time, but you see it happen from time to time.
Now 2 men on with 1 out for Lance Berkman. That could be really costly. This is only Harris's second game started at third base this year. The Nationals have made 81 errors this season. Berkman 0 for 2.
With all the control problems he's had, I'm sure somebody has talked to him about trying to smooth out that delivery with that little tap he does. Kind of funky. He's not the only one that does it. It might be somewhere if you're looking for a fix for a pitcher who struggles with his control. Watch the little tap he does with the ball in the glove.
Now back to Phil Boudreau.
Greg Maddux did that too, and his control was pretty sharp.
Folks right below Phil got a shot at it. Somebody came away with it.
How are we doing down there?
Nice work.
Number 17. She's wearing a Berkman jersey, and she got the Berkman ball.
Oh, nice. Got a bunch of ball players up here tonight. Don't get many up here. Lance looks at it and it's 2-1. Wouldn't that be something? Get a foul ball hit by Lance and you're wearing a Lance jersey. .257 with men in scoring position.
It'd be even really something if you were wearing a Cada jersey and you got one from Matt Cada.
Yeah.
The odds of a Berkman catching one are a little higher. A lot of Berkmans in the ballpark on a nightly basis.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Berkman has brought that average up so far since April. Getting big hits. He was robbed the first time up tonight by Harris. Then he bounced into a 4-6-3 double play. Cincinnati leads the Mets at New York 3-0 after 7. Joey Votto hit number 11. Lance Nix number 8 for the Reds.
Mets made a deal with Atlanta today. Picked up Jeff Francoeur and sent Ryan Church to the Braves.
How do you read that deal?
I think it's just a couple of guys who struggling a little bit. Change the scenery deal. Francoeur maybe with that big arm, maybe a better fit at Citi Field in the outfield.
True. Left-handed hitter for a right-handed hitter. That might play into the way the managers want their lineups. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bourne takes off now. He's in a rundown. Olson runs right at him, and Michael will occupy the infielders for a little while. But Miggy's not going to second, and they get him. That's out number 2.
Yeah, normally, the goal there for the lead runner who was picked there is to stay in the rundown as long as possible so the back runner can get into scoring position. But Bourne is just so elusive. I'm sure Miggy was thinking, well, I don't want to go down to second base and take away his options. He might get out of this.
He's so quick. I think he enjoys this.
He's
He just lures them into trying to tag him
I
out.
think he's running back a punt return.
1-65 on that one. Now Berkman strikes out, and that ends the 4th inning. But the Astros are able to tack on 2 runs. They get 2 hits with 1 error and a man left. The Astros back to 500 at home, 22-22, and trying to get back to 500 for the season. They're 42-43. They have not been a 500 club since they were 1-1. 5th inning begins with a foul ball from Josh Bard, who grounded out. Here's the Subway game summary for you right now. You may be just joining us, and we'll recap it. Carlos Lee hit a solo home run in the 2nd. That made it 1-0. Then a Michael Bourne solo shot to left field in the 3rd gave the Astros a 2-0 lead. Bourne tacking on a 2-run single. There's strike 2. The Nationals had scored on a double by Johnson in the 4th, but then he was thrown out at the plate on a single by Dunn. The throw coming from Michael Bourne, who's having one of those fantastic nights, but he did get caught in that rundown for a caught stealing from 1-6-5.
That's okay.
Yep.
The base stealer's got to get picked off every now and then. Got to be daring.
True. 1-2 the count. There's a floated curveball. Bard caught looking. That's number 4 for Roy. Home Depot presents doing more on defense. And we'll show you the Astros playing some D as Michael Bourne throws to the plate. And Pudge Rodriguez takes that one-off throw, tags Nick Johnson for what could have been a tying run there in the 4th inning. Now Alberto Gonzalez just looked at ball 1. He bounced out to 2nd in the 3rd inning. Out away. Bronson Arroyo is shutting out the Mets 3-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fernando Nieves started for New York, giving up 3 runs in 6 tonight. Past the mound, it goes out to Matsui at 2nd. Gonzalez retired, 2 outs. Our Texas Ford Dealers League leaders will show you the Astros all-time win leaders. Joe Niekro is the man. Larry Dierker is 2nd. Roy Oswalt at 134, 3 away from Dirk. That's Mike Scott and J.R. Richard.
Roy ought to roll by Dirk here pretty soon in the 2nd half. And I guess with the way he's going, he might get to Nutsy.
Shooting for win number 6 of the year tonight. Willie Harris hit a fly ball to left first time up. Ball 1. Roy retired the first 9. In his last game at San Francisco, he retired 10 in a row over that stretch until a home run in the 8th inning by Rich Aurelia. And he could just really clip right through a big portion of a ball game very effectively. 2 balls, no strikes. Nationals have several trade candidates on their club. They're trying to snap a 4-game losing streak tonight as far as this road trip. The suspended game not counting as a part of this road trip for them because that game was started at home for them. 3-0.
Yeah, they've been obviously very bad this year. Really bad on the road. 9-33 road record. .298 winning percentage, 25-59.
That's a long season.
Yeah, it's you want to make sure you got good people on your club because they can get ugly in a hurry. You got guys with bad attitudes.
2-out walk there, the first walk for Roy. Roy, 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. He faces Scott Olson, the pitcher now. I was asking Jim Riggleman, the bench coach tonight, how's the effort been from your players? He said it's been good. They played hard. Strike 1. They were apparently criticized on television back in Washington last night by the analyst for the Nationals, Rob Dibble, for not giving very much effort. Fouled away, 0-2, and that's what we get into quite often with a team like this. People look at this team, they look at the record, they see somebody hitting into a double play and not busting it up the line sometimes. They say, well, these guys have given up. But that's not the feeling from the guys in uniform down on the Nationals bench from what we're hearing.
Yeah, I haven't seen him play much, so it's hard for me to make a determination. I didn't notice him last night.
Strikeout number 5 gets Olson out in the 5th inning, and Roy Oswalt and the Astros lead it 4-1. Welcome back to Minute Maid Park. As we've been telling you all night long, it is Houston Fire Department night, and I am joined by Captain Vita Kent of the Houston Fire Department. And so much great stuff going on out here, but it all started earlier today, didn't it? Tell us what happened earlier.
Well, we had a lot of the players. 9 of the players went and visited 9 of the different stations today, and it was a great welcome. It was a great crowd. We had a lot of the firefighters on duty, off duty, bring their families, signatures, pictures. It was great. It was really, really great.
Of course, the players went out. Hunter Pence, as you can see, number 9, went to fire station number 9. What kind of things were they able to do while they were out there?
Well, we brought them up upstairs. Our station number 9 has a 2-story. We talked him out of sliding down the pole hole, but it was great. He was able to come in and shake everybody's hand, take as many pictures, sign as many autographs as possible, that everybody was there. We went down in the fire truck. We got to wear one of the fire helmets, as you saw on the screen. It was really great. A lot of morale being boosted, a lot of happy faces.
See, JD, she answered your question about sliding down the pole. I knew you were interested in that. Also, these guys are wearing the caps out here tonight. Those will ultimately be auctioned off, signed and auctioned off with.
They're going to be auctioned off at our annual golf tournament that will benefit the Firefighter Protection Fund that goes directly to our firefighters when they're injured on off duty.
And also, throwing out the first pitch, you had 2 very special families that I know is something very near and dear to your heart.
Yes, earlier this year we had 2 line-of-duty deaths take place from Fire Station 26, our captain, James Harlow, and firefighter Damian Hobbs, and we had his fiancée, Crystal, and James Jr. throw out the first pitch today, and it was great. It was really great.
Very nice. And you guys are set up out here at the ballpark right behind us here on the main concourse. What are you doing out there at your table that fans can come out and check out?
Well, we're promoting fire safety, of course. Want to make sure everybody has a working smoke detector in their home. And we're also recruiting. So we're hiring females. Come on. Everybody's welcome to come and stop by the table and get some literature.
All right, well, if you recruit me, can I slide down the pole and maybe get JD to come too? Because I know that's something he wants to do.
After a very extensive class, yes, ma'am.
All right, JD, I got you hooked up. We're going down the pole.
All right. To the bat pole.
He's not too big on the classes, though, Patty.
He has to do what?
He's not too big on the classes, as you know.
Yeah, no, something tells me he will circumvent that and go straight for the pole.
No balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Pence. And as you saw, he was busy earlier today. Now he's 1 for 2 in this game. Carlos Lee singled. He's 3 for 3. Still an 0-2 count to Hunter.
And the Astro players fairly typically on a homestand, there's an event like that where the guys will get out. And, of course, Berkman's got the Berkman bunch and Tejada's troops, and Hunter's got a group that they bring out to the ballpark. Do a lot of good work here in the community.
Back, and while school is in session, they're visiting the schools, make their hospital trips, things of that nature. Do that in the off season as well. Tigers lead the Indians 3-1. They've played 8 in Detroit. Edwin Jackson went 7 strong against Cliff Lee. Ball to short. Guzman to his right. Gets it to Gonzalez. Relayed over to Johnson. And that's a double play. Second of the night for the Nationals.
Very smooth here by Guzman. Doesn't panic. Gets the ball in a hurry and a good solid feed. And a nice turn there by Gonzalez. You don't see Hunter grounding into too many double plays.
Pudge Rodriguez hit a fly ball to right. And a grounder to third. Strike 1 to Pudge with Jeff Blum on deck. The Astros have 9 hits. Pudge hits a flare to shallow center field and actually carries a little bit further on out to Nigel Morgan for the third out. And it's no runs ahead. 4-1, Houston leading, top of the 6th, a moment away. Time now for our Dodge Grab Live feature. Here's Darren Erstad on his bucket list.
Well, I suppose after baseball, there's a lot of things you'd like to do, but the biggest one, I just want to spend time with my family. And they're never around them, so that's probably, I don't know if that classifies as bucket list material, but that'd be my first thing.
Roy Oswalt on the mound, leading 4-1. Gave up 3 hits to a 4-batter span in the 4th inning. That's been it. Now the bunt is dragged by Nigel Morgan and foul. Strike one as the Nationals, who have those 3 hits through 5, try to get something rolling here in the 6th inning.
Well, Nigel Morgan, certainly with his speed, can be an igniter for this club. Singled, stole a couple bases back in the 4th, scored their only run.
It's 1-1. Red Sox just got a run in the bottom of the 8th. They lead the Royals 1-0 after 8. John Lester versus Brian Bannister. 2 balls and a strike. Royals traded for shortstop Yuniesky Betancourt from Seattle.
When that go down? Just today?
I think it was today. He's with them tonight, though, so it might have been overnight last night. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So there's some repositioning going on, but also a feeling that not too many teams are positioned to take on much salary. Strikeout of Morgan. He looks questioningly at Brian O'Nora. It's out number 1. 6 strikeouts for Roy.
So curveball's been a real nice weapon for him here.
Called it a foul tip.
Morgan thought the ball had been fouled and then into the dirt. Probably be able to catch it.
What's on Tap is brought to you by Bud Light, showing you Craig Stammen and Mike Hampton, Jordan Zimmerman and Brian Moeller to round out the weekend and take you up to the All-Star break on Fox Sports Houston. Christian Guzman is 0 for 2. Fly ball to left and a strikeout. He smacks one, and there's a play by Matsui. 2 down.
What's the old adage? Work quickly, throw strikes, and they'll make plays behind you. Exactly what Roy's been doing, and this is slick, folks. That is a big-time play. Tough hop, and he just gobbles it up.
Well done by Matsui. 2 outs. Now it's Johnson. Had the RBI double earlier. Strike 1. Els Ortiz and Cecil Cooper met behind closed doors before the game tonight, and they are now in complete agreement on what's going on with Russ and the manager. Ball to first. Berkman takes it to the bag. It's a quick 6th inning for Roy Oswalt, and it's 4-1 Astros. It's the Coors Light 6th inning. Let's check out the Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze cam. Michael Bourne swings, freeze it. That's going to be an opposite field home run.
If it ever leaves his bat. He caught it and swung it over that wall in left field.
Home run number 3 for Michael. That made it 2-0 Houston in the 3rd inning. Then he drove in 2 with a single in the 4th. Now Jeff Plum bats in the 6th inning. Strike 1. He's been on both times. A single to center and a walk and a run scored. Get well wishes go out to Jerry Cunningham. He's in Willowbrook Methodist Hospital. And the staffer of Fox Sports Houston. We hope he can make it back soon. No balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers 4, Brewers 3. Middle of the 6th inning at Milwaukee.
Braden Looper, Chad Billingsley.
Liner to left, Adam Dunn over. 1 out.
Billingsley's an all-star this year, his first appearance. The National League All-Star team has 7 outfielders, 6 of the 7 appearing in their first All-Star game. Only Ryan Braun, who's going for the 2nd time, has been there before. That's pretty rare.
Yeah, it is. It really is. They're not really entrenched. Kazuo Matsui has a walk and a single. And showing bunt, he takes strike 1. Yeah, well, a lot of fresh blood. A lot of good young talent in Major League Baseball. And some of these guys breaking through for their first All-Star assignments.
In the case of Raul Ibanez, good old talent.
Yeah. But nice to see him and Tim Wakefield.
Yeah, Wakefield at, 42 years of age?
Yeah. And they said, when they told him he made it, he said, who's going to catch me?
Yeah. That's going to be a problem. Victor Martinez, Joe Mauer are the catchers on that American League club.
I don't think either one of them will be jumping to have that assignment.
Tim, you're coming into the game, but you can't throw your knuckleball. You're going to have to rely on that 84-mile-an-hour straight fastball against these all-stars.
Liner to left, Adam Dunn turning. 2 outs.
Astro fans come to the ballpark early on July 20th. Astros and the Redbirds, a 7:05 start. And if you're one of the first 10,000 fans, you'll receive a special NASA nightcap courtesy of the United Space Alliance. 1-877-9-ASTROS or Astros.com for tickets. And that would be the 40th anniversary of Apollo Moonlight.
Oh, that's right. 69. That's a nice looking cap. Here's a little question for you.
All right.
Strike 2 Royal as well. I once had the pleasure of interviewing the man who was up in the orbiting capsule. Did not land on the moon. Little broken bat roller. Who was he?
Michael Collins.
You got it. And in the 6th inning, it goes quickly for Olson. It
in the second half with the return to form of Roy Oswalt and Lance Berkman. Things looking up here for the local 9. And Roy's been dazzling again this evening. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. That 1 run per start has kind of been the norm for him lately. 4 runs allowed now in his last 29 innings. And I saw a note. I think he said in his last 3 starts prior to tonight, he had allowed 3 hits total to right-handed batters.
Wow. Well, he is just into that dazzling phase of his career again after some struggles earlier this season. It is 4-1 now as he leads the Nationals, and the 7th inning begins with Adam Dunn. Adams 1 for 2. There's ball 1. Nice young lady down below us getting an autographed baseball. She's thrilled.
It's the Berkman foul ball.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I think she wanted us to sign it. Maybe she was hoping we'd go take it to Lance.
It was probably
She's probably back in her seat going, oh man.
No, they defaced it now. We don't want this. It was kind of skinned up a little bit. Who are these guys? No, we don't want that. Mark it out when we get home. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Go take a little BP with that rock.
Those caps look good. Oh, that's right at the knees, and it's 1-2 for Roy Oswalt. He's thrown 77 pitches, 52 have been strikes.
And he's thrown a real nice mix of pitches. He's used his changeup a lot tonight, the slow curveball. So these national hitters really with no sense of what's coming. They can't sit on anything.
Good play by Pudge. Did he swing? Nope. On the field of Jim Wolfe, he checked. It's 2-2.
Don't look down. Don't look over at the third base umpire. Don't make eye contact with the teacher. They'll call on you.
And a foul ball by Adam. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He sat out there on the free agent market for months this winter. It was really kind of surprising, even though the market did take a downturn. But as well established as he is as a power hitter. And he's kind of the modern day Frank Howard of the Washington club. With that kind of power. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and he strikes out a lot, but he also draws a lot of walks, so typically has a very high on-base percentage to go along with the power.
High to right center field. Hunter Pence heading back. Michael Bourne on the run. Hunter way back. It bounces and goes over the bullpen fence for a double for Adam Dunn. That's his 15th 2-base hit of the year, and he's 2 for 3 tonight.
There's Adam with a ton of plate appearance against Roy Oswalt. All those years with the Cincinnati Reds. He came into this game, had 66 at-bats off of Roy. 16 for 66.
Now that's hit number 4 for the Nationals, and it's Josh Willingham following. Willingham's 0 for 2. Strike 1 to Willingham.
We're talking about that dominance over right-handed hitters. All 4 of the Nationals hits tonight coming from left-handed bats.
0-2. Phil Boudreau says, well, Roy is dominating. But what about Larry Jaster, 1966? He threw 5 shutouts, all against the Dodgers, gave up no extra base hits. He was matched up twice with Drysdale and once with Sutton. He was with the Cardinals then. Left-hander.
And forever known as a Dodger killer after that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Larry Gurra.
Larry
always
Gurra.
A Yankee killer.
That's true. And let's see. Detroit had a Yankee killer. I think it was Frank Larry. Line drive left field corner. That's in for extra bases. Dunn will trot home to make it 4-2. RBI double for Willingham. His hitting streak goes to 9 games. That's his 22nd run batted in, and double number 15.
Well, there's that base hit by a right-handed hitter, a two-bagger, and back-to-back doubles now. And the Nationals making a little noise here. It's one of those games where it feels more lopsided than it is because Roy's been in command. And now just a two-run ball game. And one mistake, one swing of the bat, and we could be tied.
Josh Bard is next. He's grounded out and struck out looking. Oswalt and Rodriguez talk it over here.
Well, while they chat, a quick hello from Aaron and Vanessa Jolly. They're here watching the ball game. They're here for their 10th wedding anniversary. And they want to say hi to Vanessa's dad watching back home. He's recovering from cancer treatments. Good health, good luck, and congratulations, Aaron and Vanessa, on the anniversary.
10 years, that's great. Inside for ball one on Bard. Last night, Cecil Cooper went to the bullpen in the 4th inning, and the relief work was spectacular for a total of 6 innings. The relievers worked shutout ball, and the Astros 9-4 come from behind win. Now Dewey Robinson goes out to the mound.
And first signs of some distress here in the 7th inning of this game. Now Roy a little bit out of sorts after those back-to-back doubles.
Something with his hand. Looks like he was looking down at his right hand. He had that bone bruise earlier this season. That, in fact, was the game he started at Washington May 5th and pitched 5 innings in that one. Now the head athletic trainer Nate Lucero out for a look. Russ Ortiz coming out after a 3 last night, and then he had some quotes in the paper today which prompted the meeting between Cecil Cooper and Russ, and they smoothed everything over and got on the same page. The bullpen came in and did a magnificent job. It was a bullpen which was well rested.
Yeah, you know, it was an early hook, and I'm sure from Russ's point of view, he's been pitching pretty well of late, despite the struggles last time out in San Francisco, and he probably felt like he deserved a chance to stay in that game and kind of get things turned around. But with the bullpen rested as it was, Wandy's complete game the night before, Roy scheduled to go today, certainly can understand Coop making the move that he made. And the bottom line is it worked out. Yeah.
Batted in. He got a 7th outfield assist as well as the tying run attempted to score. And Carlos Lee 3 for 3 with a solo homer. Roy Oswalt out of the game now after 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Johnson and Willingham with RBI doubles for the Nationals. Nationals now have scored here in the 7th inning with back-to-back doubles by Dunn and Willingham. Bard at the plate, a 1-0 count. Chris Sampson will get as much warm-up time as he needs because of the injury, which forced the exit of Roy Oswalt.
Chris worked an inning in last night's ball game. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Used just 10 pitches in that game. He's working for the 41st time here in 2009. 4-1 with a 2.68 earned run average. Not sure what was going on with Roy. Hopefully we'll get word soon and be able to pass that along. Baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head in the summer's biggest event as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2009 Major League Baseball All-Star Game, including President Obama throwing out the first pitch during the Pepsi All-Star pregame show. Coverage begins Tuesday, live from St. Louis at 7, only on Fox. I think President Obama will be the 3rd sitting president to throw out a first pitch
in an
All-Star game. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, usually it's opening day. But that will be nice. Now the replacements have been named for those injuries. Carlos Beltran injured, replaced by Jason Worth, and Torrey Hunter injured, replaced by Nelson Cruz.
So Banez, Worth, Victorino, the entire Philly outfield heading to St. Louis.
How about that? Well, Carlos Pena hit his 24th homer tonight for the Rays. He's the American League leader, but not an All-Star. And Evan Longoria, number 17.
So, and Ryan Howard made the team.
Yeah.
And Chase Utley made the team.
Right.
So any of their pitchers, I don't think so. Right? So they got 5 All-Stars. And if I said at the start of the year, 5 Phillies, if we gave people a survey, 5 Phillies will make the All-Star team. Take your best guesses. How many of those ballots would be turned in without Jimmy Rollins' name on it?
Bunch. Even though he has gotten hot lately, but his numbers are way off. Fans watching Chris Sampson. It doesn't usually take Chris very long to get warmed up, and it has not here as he's ready to go now on Josh Bard. He inherits a 1-0 count. Roy Oswalt's base runner, Willingham at second. Nobody out in the 7th inning and a 4-2 lead. Chris got his 14th hold last night in the Astros 9-4 win. He came in up by 2 in the 8th inning, 6-4. Needed only 10 pitches for a 1-2-3 inning. Alberto Arias worked a couple of scoreless innings last night. Breaking pitch good for strike 1, and it's even at 1 ball, 1 strike. The Rays lead the Athletics 6-0 in the bottom of the 7th with Jeff Neiman on the mound. Former Rice star having a nice year. That one goes foul and well out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think he's shooting for his 8th win of the year tonight. Sampson 12 for 26 in inherited runners stranded. Astros relievers have combined for a 2.65 ERA in the last 40 games. The Rays are only 4.5 behind Boston coming into play tonight. Neiman is 7-4. He's going for his 8th win tonight. Liner to Matsui. One down.
Pretty well struck by Bard. Just the wrong direction. You look at those numbers, those inherited runners numbers for Chris, not really impressive. It's very difficult to break a reliever down statistically. You really have to look game by game and take a look at all the situations he's come into. You know, if you come in with a runner on first and 2 outs, you better strand that one, but you come in with the bases juiced and nobody out, you're probably going to give up a couple.
On through into left field. Willingham waits, and now he goes to third on the single by Gonzalez. Now it's first and third, 1 out for Harris. 3rd hit of the inning.
Pat Listash maybe a little bit gun shy there after Bourne made that throw earlier, because I thought he was going to send Willingham. Willingham's not a speedy guy, but He's on the bag as Carlos is bending over to pick up that ball. I'm sure with 2 outs he would have sent him.
Now Sampson hoping for a double play ball to get out of the inning, and it's Harris batting. Harris hit a fly ball to left and he walked. Pitcher's spot due up next, and a possible pinch hitter comes to the on deck circle in Ronnie Belliard. Blum even with a bag at third. And it's ball 1.
Harris a tough man to double. He can really scoot.
Those inherited runners for Sampson. He has 4 double plays and 34 opportunities. He's allowed the last 5 inherited runners to score over a span of 2 appearances this month. That's a liner to left field. That'll be in for a hit and drive in a run to make it 4-3. RBI single by Harris. And the Nationals now are down by 1.
Chris getting hit around a little bit in recent outings. And he's not a power guy. He needs to be real fine with his stuff, and he's just leaving some pitches over the plate and up a little bit. They talk about sinker ballers like Chris, you know, benefiting from a lot of work, because when they're too strong they don't get the movement. But you know, it works both ways. You get a little fatigued and the pitches flatten out a little bit. The fastball is not quite as crisp, and the breaking ball rolls up there.
Belliard fouls it, strike 1. 175 for 97 at bats for Ronnie Belliard as a pinch hitter, 4 for 22 with a homer and 4 driven in. Free swinger.
So that closes the book on Roy. 3 runs charged to him tonight, still in position to win this game.
No balls, 2 strikes to Belliard. Belliard had a pinch single and scored a run Saturday against the Braves. It's 1-2. 6 innings for Roy, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. 9 in the count, 125 batting average for the veteran Ronnie Belliard, who's 34. And a swing and a miss for Sampson, gets Belliard, 2 outs. That was big. The runners don't advance, and now it's Nyjer Morgan.
The sense that Belliard was convinced he was going to get a fastball that entire at bat. I think he was trying to jerk one out of here. Kind of that hero mentality coming off the bench.
Morgan singled, stole second and third, and scored in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. Gonzalez is getting a very big lead off second. That's strike 1 call.
The Astros infielders don't want to compromise their position to try to tighten him up with 2 outs. So he's getting a huge secondary lead. And he's fast enough. He's going to score on just about any base hit to the outfield anyway, moving with the swing on 2 outs. And you could work a little bit in the middle of the diamond to try to tighten him up. And in so doing, you'd create some holes for the hitter.
1-run lead for the Astros. The Nationals pressing. 0-2, 2 outs to Nyjer Morgan. 33,085 the paid attendance. Morgan chops one to the left side. Tejada with a long throw and not in time. He beats it out for an infield hit, and the bases are loaded. Morgan's 2 for 4. He is a flyer. Took that big bounce and then a second hop, and that gave him time to get up the line.
Yeah, with his speed, there's no way you're going to get him there. Not really close at first base.
A left-handed hitter can run like that. That's a hit for him coming off the bat. Now Guzman. Guzman's 0 for 3. And it's strike one. He's 1 for 9 with the bases loaded. Liner, and that will be in for a hit, scoring the tying run, and now the go-ahead runner comes home, and the throw not in time. The Nationals get a 2-run single from Christian Guzman, and they have the lead now 5-4 as Guzman has driven in 23 this season.
The hits seem to come in bunches against Chris. You'll have a lot of spotless outings, and then they'll have one where they just jump up and string a bunch of hits together against him. And he had that one in Washington way back in May where he walked 4. But typically when he struggles, it's more like this. It's not walking people, they just find holes.
Lefty Tim Burdick is coming in. It's 5-4 Washington. Back in a moment. Washington has the only error. Tim Burdick comes in with runners at first and second. 2 outs to face lefty hitting Nick Johnson.
Man, this game has turned in a hurry. Boy, Oswald in complete control, had to leave with the injury, and the Nationals have strung some hits together. Tim Burdick's got to come in here and slam the door. He's got a couple of tough left-handed hitters due up. Nick Johnson, and if he fails to get Johnson, he's got Big Adam Dunn.
Burdick takes a look around. You can see the fleet-footed Morgan at second and Guzman on at first. Nick Johnson had the RBI double in the 4th. He's 1 for 3 and a turn back towards second where Morgan gets back to the base. Burdick came in yesterday for 1 hitless inning in the 9-4 win, protecting a 6-4 lead, throwing 9 pitches.
We talk a lot about the Big Bang Theory in baseball, the big inning. Nationals have 9 hits tonight. All 9 of their hits have come in 2 innings. 3 hits in the 4th and 6 here now in the 7th inning.
Burdick retired Johnson yesterday on a fly ball to center. 2-0. Johnson, the 9th National to bat here in the 7th.
Now Johnson, a very patient hitter, but a very smart hitter. He's worked his way into a hitter's count here, and if you make a mistake here, he'll make you pay. Lefties do not bother him at all.
He does swing at that when the ball gets by Pudge Rodriguez and the runners move up to second and third with a 2-1 count now.
A good pitch. Johnson on 2-0 convinced himself he was going to get a fastball, and they stayed with the slider. Uncharacteristic for Johnson to swing wildly like that out of pitch that far out of the strike zone.
Threw the wild pitch for Burdack. Had him done behind home plate. One of those advertising panels came loose. He's tearing the stadium apart.
You big gorilla, leave our ballpark alone.
Paul Bunyan's come in here to tear the stadium apart.
It's like Godzilla storming through the streets of Tokyo.
Strike makes it 2-2.
That was great. He tried to fix it, and then
Alberto Arias is working in the bullpen, and he threw 30 pitches yesterday, working his 2 scoreless. That's close.
Good try after all the sliders.
3-2. Yep, tried to get inside on him. It was just off the plate. Now 3-2. Burdack shaking his head. And he struck him out. The Nationals come up with 4 in the 7th inning. Another lefty to the mound for Manny Acta. He is Sean Burnett, the former Pittsburgh Pirate. He's 1-2. His ERA is 2.84. He's one of 3 lefties in the bullpen, and he worked an inning at 2/3 in yesterday's game.
Yeah, they got a nice balance out there in the pen with the 3 left-handers, Burnett and a couple veterans, Joe Beimel and Ron Vallone, the big rig out there as well. But the Nationals bullpen has struggled mightily this year, to say the least. The 5.70 ERA, the highest in Major League Baseball, 29 losses. Also leading the way. Leading the way to the bottom of the pack is the proper way to phrase that.
That'll work. Jason Bergman warming up. Firestone box score showing you the Astros hitters. Michael Bourne has had quite a night. It's 1-1 to Bourne with a homer and a 2-run single. He's 2 for 3. And the Astros now trail 5-4 for the first time.
Proving how quickly things can turn in this game. Roy in complete command. Got hurt. The Nationals put an inning together, but because of that punch out by Burdack and Nick Johnson, the Astros still with a real good shot here. 3 cracks at it against this Nationals bullpen that has really struggled.
At 5.70 ERA. Bourne takes that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Sean Burnett.
Oh, Pretty okay there. Everybody's all right. All right. I want out of here, though. That didn't work out so well.
Swing and a miss, and Bourne strikes out. That's out number 1 here in the home 7th.
Yeah, that delivery. He's got that crossfire delivery. Watch, he steps way towards the first base side and then throws across his body. Awfully tough for a left-handed hitter.
Burnett and Niger Morgan coming into trade from Pittsburgh. Miguel Tejada's hitting .333 against lefties. He's 1 for 3 tonight. It's fouled away for strike 1. Sean Burnett, 26 years old, appeared 58 times last year for the Buccos. First round pick in 2000, who had Tommy John surgery in 04, missed all the 05 season.
Not a lot of homegrown players on this club, is there? Look around at that roster. Some of the young pitchers, but for the most part, the Nationals cobbled together on players who started their careers elsewhere.
A ragtag bunch of cast-offs, JD. It's the usual line. 2 balls and a strike. Sure, they don't feel that way about it. And obviously it takes time to build a system. Major League Baseball owned this team for years, skimped on signing players who were drafted. They've had to really build from the bottom. Fly ball to center. Niger Morgan back into right center field. 2 outs. Mike Rizzo is the acting general manager after Jim Bowden stepped down.
And a while back, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, it seemed like foregone conclusion that Manny Acta was going to get whacked. And that's all quieted down now. I'm not sure what his future is, but and Rizzo, they still continue to call him the acting general manager, so they probably have to make that decision first.
Yeah. Lance Berkman's 0 for 3 tonight. Every National player tonight was signed by another team. Ryan Zimmerman's not here. There's ball 1. Scott Olson now is in a position to be the winning pitcher after working 6 innings, allowing 9 hits, 4 runs, walking 2 and fanning 1. He got 2 double play balls. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Nationals have lost 10 times after having a 3-run lead.
And Scott Olson, what he felt like his chances of being the winning pitcher were tonight when he left this game.
Boy, couldn't have been much. Trail 4-1. Came out for the pinch hitter, Belliard. Well, actually, at the time he left the game, it wasn't 4-1. It was 4-3, I believe, at that point.
Well, I guess I meant when he left the mound.
Right. 3-1. And ball 4 to Berkman. It's Carlos Lee to the plate. Steven Strasburg was the first player drafted this year. The Nationals now are talking with him. And what's it going to take to sign this young man?
$1 million.
That sounds good. Okay.
Everybody in the room chuckles. Dr. Evil says, what? Oh, $1 billion.
Yeah, that's closer to it. Well, he pitched a no-hitter.
That phone pile's going on at Scott Boras. Like, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Jason Bergman's in the game. He just threw ball one outside to Carlos Lee with 2 outs, and Lance Berkman at first. Bottom of the 7th inning, 5-4 Nationals. It's called a strike. Whoa.
Jason Bergman has struggled this year in ERA approaching 7. League hitting .290 against him. Just 15 2/3 innings of work at the big league level.
That's a strike, and now it's 1-2 to Carlos, who's 3 for 3 with a homer.
Now they've got him set up to come in after the 2 pitches called strike on that outside edge. He's got to be looking out there to cover that outside corner if they feel comfortable. If they can make the pitch in there, it might be the place to go. But slider probably his best pitch. And the fastball away.
And he gets a strikeout upstairs on Carlos Lee to end the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, and a man left for the Astros. 5-4 Nationals through 7. Inning, Roy Oswalt leaving the game with numbness in the first 2 fingers of his right hand after his at bat in the 6th inning, in which I believe he was jammed on that ground ball to second base. JD.
Yeah, jammed or hit it off the end of the bat, broke the bat, and had some numbness. And that what he had in Washington back in May, right? He came out with a similar deal. That's very ironic.
Here's the at bat.
And it's right off the end of the bat.
One and 0 to Adam Dunn. Ground ball. The shift is there with Matsui throwing from right field again.
9-3 if you're scoring at home.
Yeah. Very deep.
Matsui playing rover.
And now we'll get a move as Tim Burdick has retired Johnson in the last inning, and Dunn here with right-handed hitting Willingham due up next. Alberto Arias has been warming up. Second baseman has to make sure he's not playing too deep for his arm in a shift like that.
You catch it, you have to take 3 steps to load up to make the iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and the resolution on those video highlights is really impressive. And live audio broadcast. Visit Astros.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. It's the age of Alberto Arias. He has come of age, working out of the Astros pen. And brilliant lately, a 169 ERA overall. 170 batting average against, just a one long ball so far.
This is the dawning of the age of Arias, who throws strike one. Josh Willingham, who had the RBI double in the seventh. Alberto has a 17 1/3 consecutive scoreless inning streak. Only Jeremy Affeldt, John Danks, and Joe Nathan have current longer scoreless streaks than Alberto.
Got the win last night, right?
Yes, he did. 1-1. 2 innings of one-hit shutout ball, 30 pitches last night in that 9-4 Astros win. Whoa! A breaking ball got away from him and hit Willingham. Nationals get a base runner with one down in the 8th inning. Chris Sampson in 2/3 of an inning allowed 4 hits, 2 runs. Hit batsman. Had no walks and a strikeout. Tim Burdack, 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs, and a strikeout. Willingham takes his base, and now it's Bard. Bard is 0 for 3.
Willingham not very fast. Bard very slow. He's a catcher who doesn't run well to begin with, and he's got a strained groin that he's playing through right now, so he can't run a lick. So if you get a ground ball here, you got yourself a pretty easy double play.
That's what we were thinking yesterday, but it didn't work out.
It didn't pan out that way, did it?
No. Ball one.
Suspended game. He with that ground ball to second base, it looked like an inning-ending double play, and maybe just lost control of the throw. Game over.
Ronson Arroyo had a complete game shutout over the Mets, a 4-hitter. The Reds won at 3-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Arroyo had been struggling, but the Mets situation has indicated that a lot of struggling pitchers have beaten them lately. There's the ground ball to fly ball out ratio, 2.5 to 1. He's the most extreme ground ball pitcher for the Astros.
So the stars are aligned here, Brownie. We got slow runners. We got the ground ball guy.
It's the dawning.
It's the dawning. It's all right there.
There's a whole generation who has no idea what we're referring to here.
The moon is in the 7th house. Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Fly ball to right field. Hunter Pence back into the gap in right center, and Michael Bourne is there. And fires back into the infield. And a long out number 2.
So much for our double play alignment.
Yeah. Statistically, not sure what the double play ratio is when Venus is aligned with Mars.
Pence will guide the planets.
2 down, and it's Gonzalez batting now. Gonzalez 1 for 3. He singled and scored in the 7th inning. Said Mars Rover do the land anyway.
That's the wrong guy. Oh, by the way, Avon ladies do exist.
Oh yeah, we heard about it.
We got some calls to the ballpark. Avon ladies wanting us to know that they're still out there.
I'd like to apologize to all the Avon ladies. They're still going door to door. Popped up to Jeff Blum. And in the 8th inning, it's no runs, no hits. And a man left. It's 5-4 Washington. Astros Live. It's presented by MD Anderson. Kevin Eschenfelder at Art Howe. You'll get highlights and analysis of this game. You'll hear from Cecil Cooper. And you'll get a preview of Mike Hampton's start tomorrow night, 5:30 tomorrow night for Astros Live. And Craig Stammen will be pitching for Washington. Manny Acta is repositioning his players now with a 1-run lead. And has made a few changes here for the bottom of the 8th inning. Joe Beimel is one of those changes. He is going to be pitcher number 4. And the veteran left-hander, formerly with the Dodgers, comes in to try to protect the 1-run lead with some new defenders behind him. Alberto Gonzalez has moved from second base to third. Anderson Hernandez is the new second baseman, and Willie Harris has moved from third base to left field with Adam Dunn coming out of the game.
Beimel 0-4 this year. He got an ERA of 3.24. Hard throwing left-hander. Who has that delivery that makes it awfully tough on lefties.
Ball 1 to Hunter Pence, who's 1 for 3. Jason Bergman retired the only man he faced, Carlos Lee, via a strikeout. Sean Burnett went 2/3 of an inning, allowing no hits, no runs, with a walk and a strikeout. Fly ball hanging to left center field. Willie Harris is back. And Nigel Morgan cuts in front of him. 1 out.
I just missed knocking that ball out of the ballpark. Harris sees the wall, finds the ball. He's calling it, but Morgan doesn't hear him. And if there's any indecision at all for Nigel Morgan, you're going to go ahead and get after that ball, because if you can't hear Harris, you're not going to assume and stand there and let that ball drop.
Morgan handled out number 1. Now he's over in right center field for Pudge Rodriguez, who's 0 for 3. Jeff Blum on deck. Beimel's in the number 4 spot in the order for the Nats. And he delivers ball 1. One of 3 lefty relievers for the Nationals. Joe, 32 years old. Pitched 71 times for the Dodgers last year. He's from St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. He went to Duquesne University, came up with the Pirates. He's been with Minnesota and Tampa Bay and the Dodgers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beimel had a stint on the disabled list earlier this season. Washington signed him to a 1-year deal as a free agent in March. It's through the right side past the diving Hernandez. A single to right field by Pudge Rodriguez. Astros in double figures in hits. That's number 10.
Beimel working for the 38th time this year. Had to be a big thrill for him to be drafted and then work his way through the minor league system up to the big leagues with the Pirates, being a Duquesne guy right there in the city of Pittsburgh.
Jeff Blum has singled. He's walked and lined to left. Jose Valverde warming up for Houston along with Jeff Fulcino. And there's ball 1. Jeff Keppinger is on the bench for the Astros. Normally he plays against lefties, but tonight it's Jeff Blum. It's 2-0. Fulcino and Valverde are getting loose. Nationals in the 9th inning have Harris and Hernandez and Morgan due up.
Likely Fulcino if the Astros are trailing, Valverde if it's tied, or certainly if the Astros go ahead. Beimel, fastball, changeup, slider. Mostly fastballs and changeups to right-handed hitters. The slider more often to the lefties.
This one up the right field line goes foul. Nick Johnson, he can't get it, and the second baseman Hernandez wasn't there either.
Hernandez should have been there, and Johnson, I think, anticipated being run off that ball, and Hernandez, I don't know if he didn't call it, Johnson didn't hear him. It's a much easier play for the second baseman.
no play.
You see Anderson Hernandez moving into the picture, and had he kept coming, he would have been able to make a play on that ball.
Jeff Blum gets new life. Ground ball, foul.
Exactly what crossed my mind after the new life. Watch him bounce into a double play.
Yeah, I can work the other way. You're right. Jeff Sidwell, right-handed, 353. Doesn't have many at bats from this side of the plate this season. At bats right-handed coming into this game tonight. Ground ball, fair, past the diving third cycler, kicks out towards center field. Pudge to third base. Here's a play at second on Blum, and he is safe. A double for Blum, and now it's second and third and one out for Matsui. Close play at second as Blum hustled, and that's his 8th double of the year.
And I think now you got a pinch run for Blummer. I think you got to run Cada out there to pinch run. He represents the go-ahead run. Great swing of the bat. And well played out there by Willie Harris. Blum really had to turn it up a notch, go ahead first to get in just ahead of that throw.
Yeah, he did. He hit the deck. Blum is now 4 for 6 against Beimel, and it's Matsui with Keppinger on deck. Pitcher spot due up next. Intentional walk here to load the bases with one out. Matsui's walked and singled in 3 trips. So Keppinger has been waiting all night. Normally would be in the starting lineup against a left-handed starter, as Olsen was. Now he'll get a big at bat off the bench. Beimel is the 8th inning setup man. They create a force out at any base with the intentional walk.
See how Maniac chooses to play it when he pulls his infield in or keeps the middle back at double play depth.
Steve McCatty's the new pitching coach. Randy St. Clair was fired earlier this season after a long run at this ball club.
And again, stay close to the Nationals, and you feel like you got a good chance of running them down late. The bullpen has really struggled. 19 blown saves. It's the most in all of Major League Baseball. When you go through a tough year like the Nationals are, really disheartening when you lose all those games late.
Bases loaded for Keppinger. Michael Bourne on deck. Keppinger had a big night last night. He's hitting .520 in his career with the bases loaded, 1 for 3 this season. Keppinger had a 2-run triple in the 6th inning last night to tie the game 4-4. He went 2 for 4. They strike 1 for Beimel.
And they do keep the middle infielders back at double play depth. Cecil Cooper had to be licking his chops with this opportunity to send Keppinger up there with the left-hander and no right-hander warming up in the Nationals bullpen.
Fly ball to left field. Pudge is tagging. Willie Harris feeling for the wall. Has it on the warning track. Pudge coming home to tie this game 5-5. Pinch hit, sacrifice fly. Jeff Keppinger. Very big at bat in this game. 345 against lefties. He comes through again. His 15th run batted in.
a grand slam by much. Harris feeling for the wall, retreating 2, 3, 4 steps onto that warning track.
Rodriguez home with a tying run. Now Bourne with runners at first and second. Ball one upstairs to Michael. He's got 2 hits. He's driven in 3 tonight and 4 at bats. 4:03 now with runners in scoring position after the 2-run single in the 4th with 2 men on. Tejada on deck. Strike to Bourne, evens it at 1-1. He's hung in well against lefties to the tune of 313. It's 2-1. Blum, the runner at second. He had to bust it into second base on that double. Been nursing a hamstring for a while now.
That's why I'm a little bit surprised. Not pinch running with Keita.
All the way, and it's 2-2.
Of course, with this game now tied, Cecil Cooper may be thinking, what if we get into a long extra inning game? They want to save some bullets. Not an easy call. It's ironic because we just had that suspended game. It was 5-5, and a game that Roy Oswalt left with an injured hand. It's unbelievable.
It is. Astros bullpen busy, preparing for the 9th inning now. High to Bourne, and it's 3-2 to Michael. Joe Primal.
This will help. With Blum out there, 3-2 pitch will be moving with the pitch, so should be able to score any hit that leads the infield. Fans are into it.
Swing and a miss, and Primal strikes out Bourne on a slider. And that ends the 8th inning with 1 run scoring. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by the Ford F-150, and by Bud Light Lime. The planets are aligned. Alberto Arias extended his scoreless inning streak with 2/3 of an inning, and now it's Jeff Fulcino, pitcher number 5 for the Astros, in a dandy tonight, 5-5 entering the 9th.
This is a little bit unconventional. Valverde was out there warming up alongside Fulcino. Typically, a tie game at home, as you move to the 9th inning, you'll bring the closer in. going in a different direction tonight. Uses Fulcino here in the top half of the ninth.
Willie Harris to lead it off. These Astros fans waiting for fireworks after the game. 33,085 that paid attendance. Harris struck a big blow with an RBI single in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. And Dunn now out of the game. Harris moved from third base to left field. They strike one. The Nationals playing a man short tonight. Ryan Zimmerman attending a funeral in the family. He's due to return tomorrow. Jeff Blum even with a bag at third. Willie Harris can bunt.
Are we to assume that LaTroy Hawkins is a little tender, perhaps?
Not sure. Don't know of anything. He had that neck problem a few days ago, but he said that was not a big issue.
You got to believe he's nursing something.
Could be. That's on through into left field, and Harris is aboard. Speedy base runner to lead off the 9th inning with hit number 10 for the Nats. Anderson Hernandez took a look down at Pat Listash, flashing signs from third.
Nationals now with an opportunity to manufacture a run. Boy, they got some speed in play here with Harris on first, Hernandez hitting, Niger Morgan on deck. All three guys can really run.
Throw goes over to first. Harris with 9 steals in 10 attempts. Anderson 256, 1 homer, 23 runs batted in. Hernandez batted 8th last night, starting at second base. He had a bunt single and a walk. Hernandez puts a good bunt down. Long takes care of it to Berkman, and the sacrifice works. We're out number 1 on 5-3.
No opportunity other than first base there to get the out. Successful sacrifice. Go ahead run now in scoring position for Morgan.
Fulcino threw 13 pitches last night, working 1 inning, giving up 1 hit, no runs. And he was a man who stuck his finger in the dike as the Astros trailed when he took over in the 4th inning. 4-2. He put up a 0, and the other relievers all falling into line, combined for 6 innings of shutout relief. Strike to Morgan. Morgan 2 for 4. Fulcino's not given up an earned run in 12 of his last 14 games. Through the middle, and that's a hit to center field, charged by Bourne. Here's the throw to the plate on Harris, and the tag. He got him! Second outfield assist of the night from Michael Bourne to Pudge Rodriguez. What a play.
Another great throw by Bourne, but maybe even better the tag applied by Pudge Rodriguez, having to handle a tough hop and then diving to make that tag. Big time play. We talked about the speed of the Nationals. Ball hit very sharply, and Bourne got there in a hurry. That's the key. And then watch Pudge handle the short hop, come up with it, leave his feet to apply that tag. That is just a marvelous play on both ends.
Boy, it is. Tough play for the catcher, that short hop. And Bourne gets his second outfield assist of the night and 8th of the year.
I don't know if it helps Willie Harris, but I'm really surprised he's not sliding there at home plate.
Now Morgan went to second on the throw after his single. And now Guzman's the batter. Dewey Robinson out to talk it over. Guzman had the 2-run single in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 4. His hit gave the Nationals a 5-4 lead.
About the night Michael Bourne is at.
A homer, 3 runs batted in, going 2 for 5.
2 out, 2 runners. So it's a net 5. It's a 5-run night for him.
Yeah.
What he's produced and prevented.
He's thrown out the potential tying run in the 4th, potential go-ahead run in the 9th.
And just great concentration by Pudge at home plate, handling that short hop throw and then making that diving tag.
Morgan is dancing off second. Broken bat roller. Matsui to Buckman. Michael Bourne continues to really excel tonight. Makes a big time throw. The Astros were playing that suspended game here. Washington actually was the home team, but being in a different city, walked off with a win. Miguel Tejada is 1 for 1 with a homer in his career against Joe Beimel. Tejada is 1 for 4 tonight. Now the Astros with a chance to walk off. Tejada's tattooed lefties this year. Grounds that one foul for strike 1. So Beimel really stretching it out tonight. He's thrown 23 pitches. Gave up the tying run in the 8th inning. And then he struck out Bourne with runners on 1st and 3rd to get out of further trouble. He stays in for the 9th. Mike McDougall, the closer, pitched last night. Ground ball into left field by Tejada. Another multi-hit game for Tejada. It's his 37th multi-hit game of the year.
Talk a lot about Miggy's eye-hand coordination, how he can look out of sync and be fooled by a pitch, but still have the ability to get pretty good wood on it and make something happen. And a quiet night for Lance so far.
His 11-game hitting streak on the line. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. He's 5 for 12 against Beimel. Double play set up for the Nats. The throw goes over on Miggy.
I think if the Astros win a walk-off game here, I think the crowd will sound a little bit differently than when the Nationals, yesterday's home team, won a walk-off game.
Yeah. Throw to first. Crowd really into it tonight. Very lively bunch watching this one. Berkman fouls it. Out of play for strike 1. Mike McDougall is now warming up for the Nationals. In yesterday's game, gave up 3 hits and 3 runs in 1 inning, and Lance Berkman hit a 3-run homer off him. So Manny Acta prefers to have the lefty, with Berkman batting right-handed rather than repeat that scenario from last night.
And we talked about how the Astros played it in the top half of the ninth. It's fairly typical for the home team in a tie game in the ninth inning to use their closer, the visiting team, because there is the potential for a safe situation. As Lance just misses that primal offering, there's a chance that you'd need your closer to protect the lead if you're the road team once you get into the extra innings.
Made his major league debut in 01 against the Astros. Inside, almost hit him. It's 1-2.
A little bit with the delivery, mostly because he's left-handed in the hair. Reminds me a little bit of Mark Guthrie. Guthrie from Twins and the Dodgers and a few other clubs.
Long career. Berkman with a fly ball to right field. Willingham in. So we're out number 1. Now Carlos Lee, he's looking right over into the dugout, not expecting to face Beimel, and he's not going to. It's going to be a double switch. Austin Kearns coming off the bench. Manny Acta making 2 moves here with McDougal warming up. He will send Kearns out, and Niger Morgan is running in. So it's going to be Kearns apparently going to center field. And the pitcher will be going into that leadoff spot with Morgan coming out.
Looking to win it with a man on first and 1 out. Saturday afternoons were made for baseball, and this week Fox brings you the national game of the league as Albert Pujols leads the Cardinals into Chicago to take on the Cubs in a showdown between bitter rivals. Oh man, bitter. Or you'll see the Yankees battle the Angels, who just mildly don't like each other. Fox Saturday baseball this week, 3 Central on Fox. Check local listings. Don't bother. 3 o'clock on Fox.
Well, the Nationals have realigned their outfielders. Austin Kearns actually wound up going to right field. And Willie Harris has moved to center. Josh Willingham now is in left. And the pitcher, Mike McDougal, gave up the 3-run homer last night to Lance Berkman, but he's 5 for 5 in saves, coming in here in a tie ball game.
And McDougal, hard-throwing right-hander, formerly a closer with the Royals a few years back. Real good arm, but really struggles commanding his pitches. Walks have been a big issue for him this year. He's issued 19 free passes in 21 innings. Carlos Lee is having one fine night here tonight. We've been talking about Michael Bourne. Carlos Lee and Michael doing a lot of damage here this evening. 3 hits for Carlos, including that solo shot back in the second.
McDougal versus Lee. Lee is 3 for 4. 2 for 5 in his career against McDougal. He singled off McDougal last night. A hit to left field. Hunter Pence on deck. This fly ball hits for center field. Willie Harris positioning himself. And Tejada goes back to tag, and he's headed for second. Here's the throw, and it's offline. 2 outs. Tejada into scoring position for Hunter Pence now. Good base running.
That took a couple steps, recognized that Harris was going to be able to make a play on that ball, got back in plenty of time to tag and advance. Ball that high, you know he's going to run under it, make a play on it.
Josh Bard went out to talk it over with McDougal before Hunter Pence came up. Tejada the runner at second. Pence is 1 for 4 tonight. They'll put him on and face Pudge Rodriguez. Pudge is 1 for 9 lifetime against Mike McDougal.
He's due.
McDougal got him out last night on a fly ball to right after he walked Pence. Really intentional walk, almost got by Bard.
Usually not an exciting play, the intentional walk, but a little drama in this one.
It can be.
I saw a game in the minor leagues end, and the catcher went out to catch the intentional pitch. Caught a spike in his catching gear, tumbled to the ground, the ball went to the backstop, and the winning run ran home from third base.
That's a heartbreaker. Now Pudge Rodriguez. He's made 2 plays at the plate to tag runners. As a batter, 1 for 4. He started the rally in the 8th inning with 1 out with a single to right field. That one tied it. He scored the tying run on a sac fly by Kepper for the pinch hitter. Now comes up against McDougal. Detroit beat Cleveland 5-1. Ron Vallone is warming up in the bullpen along with Julian Tavares for Washington. Edwin Jackson won his 7th for the Tigers. Cliff Lee.
The Pudge hits the ball to right field a lot. Austin Kearns out there has a big arm. But how loose that arm is, fresh into the game, who knows?
Right at 96. The first round pick of the Royals in '99. Then he was with the White Sox. From Las Vegas, went to Wake Forest. Twelve hits for the Astros, 11 for the Nationals. Way outside. 1-1. Dave Clark was cupping his hands to his mouth and shouting out at Tejada, helping him with his lead. Then Miggy got a couple steps further toward third with his lead. Lester in Boston shut out Kansas City 1-0. Jonathan Papelbon got his 23rd save. Clark wants a bigger lead from Tejada. One and 2. 96 from McDougal.
Yeah, I don't think Miggy has to worry too much about any kind of a pickoff play out there at second base. It's the primary lead not as important anyway. You want a good secondary lead. Be in motion towards third base. With the swing here with 2 strikes. Should be in good position to score on any base hit.
High. 2-2. Yeah, McDougal is delivering. Miggy's really going to be a bigger lead as he takes off a little bit toward third. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 on.
I heard Cal Ripken in an interview. We've talked about this before. He said when he was on second base in these situations, if he saw the pitch headed towards the strike zone, he'd just start running. He's the only guy I've ever heard say that.
In fact, the runners will move up on a wild pitch as the breaking ball veered far out to the right of Josh Bard. They hot at third, Pence to second. The count 3-2 now.
This is the 20th anniversary of that movie Major League. That team, the Cleveland team, they were so inept for so long, and they had the Rick Vaughn, the wild thing coming out of the pen. That's kind of what's going on here with the Nationals. All this losing, and McDougal, he got that great arm, but really struggling with his command.
Hall of Fames have their hands clasped. 3-2, 2 outs, 2 on. That's ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Jeff Blum.
Well, Maniac have confidence that McDougal can throw strikes here. No longer an empty base. It'll be kind of fun for Jeff Blum, who got booed here last night, if he could deliver the game winner.
There won't be any boos if he does. There's a single, a walk, and a double, also lined out to left field. Strike one for McDougal.
That's tough when a guy's all over the place. You can't really zone in on him, and he throws a 97-mile-an-hour dive-bombing sinker.
Yeah. There's tons of movement.
I'd be ready for that ball in the dirt.
One and one. .236 with the bases loaded. He's had a couple of walk-off hits this year. And there's another. Jeff Blum has won this ball game 6-5 in the bottom of the ninth. What a night for Jeff Blum. He gets his third hit.
Sometimes you wonder if you really want to get that hit. You got to pay a price. That's a thing of beauty. McDougal got that fastball up. Blum jumped all over it. And after giving up that early lead, a nice W here at home.
The Astros pull it out in their final at bat.